forget all you know about podcasts. We welcome you to an experience uniquely different. Please join us for our coverage of all entertainment on the fringe of society. The candles are lit, the lights are down low. It is now time to welcome our host as he steps up to the pulpit. The sacrifice has been prepared for the midnight black mass.
Ghastly greetings, groovy ghoulies. It's the middle of summer, it's hot as balls, and I know you all got the swamp ass out there, especially if you're in the South. But that's okay, because we're going to party anyway. Welcome to the Midnight Black Mass. I am your host, the Maniacal Minister of the Occult, the Reverend the Dragon, Dan Wilson, and we have another hour of podcast insanity for you here tonight. We don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. We haven't prepared a lick, but you're still going to be entertained because you got us three motherfuckers. It's me, as well as my co-host, my partner in crime, the original co-host of Midnight Black Mass, the Southeastern Strangler, the one-man gangbang himself, Andrew Alexander. How's it going, motherfucker?
Speaking of preparing a lick and swamp ass, you know, I have a reputation of being a dirty motherfucker, but I will not let a chick stick her tongue in my ass if I got swamp ass. I'm considerate. I'm a nice guy.
I mean, I think it's only the respectable thing to do, right?
Well, I mean, I think so, but I mean, I know there's people out there that differ. Speaking of which, our other co-host, the Strong South Psycho Tank.
I have got swamp ass fucking 365, 24/7. So I had swamp ass so bad yesterday, I thought I was going to have to go to the fucking hospital.
God damn it.
We did the old Father's Day dinner. We went to this little joint, it's not a joint, but a place downtown called Rodizio Grill, where it's like a Brazilian steakhouse where you just eat as much fucking meat as you can. And yeah, it hit the spot. And I hit the spot about 14 times between then and 2 a.m. last night. So
That's about accurate from my experience with Rodizio's. Great place. It's a little high, but most of those Brazilian steakhouses are kind of pricey. But, I mean, hell, it's worth it if you have an appetite in particular, because they will just come and feed you cuts of all kinds of the finest meats you can imagine for hours on end if you just sit there, you know. So, and I know Tank can put away some steak and some pork and some beef, so I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I did. It was to the point the wife was like, you know, you're fucking embarrassing. Let's go. Hell, she was hanging with me there. She was hanging with me there for a while, and then she fucking tapped out. And I kept turning that little gimmick to green. They just kept bringing shit, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
This is like where Homer goes to the buffet, and they fucking kick him out and ban him for life.
Hey, speaking of feeding you more, I hear Ryback, the big guy, has a new podcast that's been going for a while. I haven't checked it out, but I heard one of his latest episodes was pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, I actually downloaded that one episode and listened to it. And he shit all over one Mr. Nature Boy for fucking up his flights and not paying him all his money and all kinds of stuff.
When did Ric Flair start booking shows? What do you mean?
That's what I was about to say.
You know who I'm talking about. Oh, ham, yeah.
Well, the fact that Ryback could put together a sentence, much less the whole podcast, is probably an impressive feat in and of itself, so you should go check it out.
Yeah, if you listen to this story, it just shows you how fucking stupid Paul Lee really is.
Uh-oh, you say his name. You're gonna get a court subpoena now.
Fuck him.
Oh God. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Like I've ran out of words to describe the stupidity that said motherfucker is known to engage in. So I don't even really know how to address it. But I guess it may be worth giving a Ryback podcast to listen to. What the fuck else has been going on? 3 weeks we have been away from our loyal listeners. Catch them up on what you've been up to, guys.
I ain't really done much of shit. Saw Wonder Woman. I enjoyed it. Done a couple of shows.
Oh, yeah.
Did a show last week in Nashville. Had a good time up there. Did a little death match with this kid. And wrestled this other guy named Brett Ison, who was pretty impressive. I was impressed with him. He was good. Took the family up there, so we hung out in Nashville for a night. Fucking, I told Andy the story. We went to this fucking White Castle. It was me and Kim and Ronnie, my 11-year-old, and my 7-month-old baby, Ryan. We went to this White Castle, like, right in the middle of downtown, because it was the closest one. And we're ordering. There's this homeless guy sitting there, and he just starts talking to himself, like he's carrying on a conversation with somebody sitting across the table from him. And we're just sitting there eating, and all of a sudden he starts talking about killing white people, and he goes, "I'll even kill that baby too." So I flipped the fuck out on his ass, and we just got the hell out of Dodge before anything drastic happened. Other than that, it was a good little weekend.
The fuck? That's crazy. Fucking vagrants,
Yeah,
man.
And yeah, fucking Kim was like, "Let's just go," because I was ready to just beat the fuck out of this dude, and she's like, she goes, "Mental people, you don't know what the hell you're dealing with," and her being in the nursing field and all that. So we got the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, it was pretty creepy, man. I was like, fuck. And then missed out on Iron Maiden. I had to give up my spot to one Rufus Black because issues at work. And I hear it was a pretty good show. And hate I missed it, but I got to see him a couple years ago, so I'm content with that. And like I said, Wonder Woman was cool. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw it. It was fucking incredible, I thought. I took my 5-year-old to see it, and she just is like fully fucking obsessed with superheroes now, just based off of that one movie. So it's pretty powerful.
I enjoyed it. It was definitely the best of the newer DC movies, I felt. There were little parts. I mean, the ending was, you want to say cheesy, but at the same time, a lot of them are kind of becoming cheesy because there's been so many comic movies, and they're kind of similar in nature, which is fine. I mean, I still enjoy them. Definitely gave Wonder Woman 2 thumbs up, though. It was worth checking out for sure. It was a good time. They made it a little more fun than some of the previous DC movies.
Yeah, they like. Cool. I enjoyed. Go ahead.
I mean, the only downfall is we went and saw it at the drive-in, the one out there in Trenton, and we just wanted to find something to do. And I was like, "Hey, let's go to the drive-in." It was a nice night, but with all the assholes driving by and this and that, it's just you don't have like the picture quality and the sound quality. So I'll definitely check it out again, and in a theater, just for the sound and the visual quality of it. But I did enjoy it though. I thought it was cool. And then we saw Baywatch after it, and it was the drizzling shit, so we left.
I saw the same double feature at the drive-in, like either that week or the weekend before. I too. We actually have a drive-in theater here within driving distance of our humble hometown in Chattanooga, and it's a kind of a relic. They don't really exist very much in the country anymore, so we're pretty fortunate to have one pretty close. And yeah, Tank's right. You don't get the HD picture, and you don't get the intimate setting of like the surround sound, but you do get 2 movies for $7. So weigh the options.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the drive out there for the $7 for 2 movies, and they got a pretty kick-ass concession stand. Even though they say you can't bring your own stuff in, but of course we do. And
I think everybody does. I mean, I think they just don't want you to not support their concession stand. So it's like, I'll bring shit in, but I'm always gonna go give me some popcorn.
Yeah, I always go and get a fucking a funnel cake or something. And it's a cool little place. It's just it's like I said, the movie starts so goddamn late for the second movie, and I was about 30 minutes into Baywatch, and I was like, this sucks. So we just packed up, went to the house.
We stayed for the whole thing. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great or nothing.
I didn't hear what you said. So Baywatch was that bad, huh?
I didn't really care. I think, to be honest with you, I was just tired of shit, and then we'd run around all day, and the movie didn't start till like damn near 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was just like, man, there was some funny parts at the beginning, and then I was just like, I started losing interest in it. Started playing on my phone, and the wife's like, "Are you watching this shit?" And I was like, "Not really." So we just packed up, man, to the house.
Well,
I
did not miss out on the Iron Maiden. I went. I asked Tank if he was going to go, and he's like, "No, I got to pass this time. I'm afraid Iron Maiden might just be too loud for me."
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked that Tank didn't get to go, but still had to make the ride up there. Rufus Black tagged in, and it was a good time. About 15 songs set. Half of them were from the new stuff, which was pretty good. I mean, not bad in any way, shape, or form. But you love to hear a lot of that old stuff that everybody knows, and the 8 songs or so they played from the classics catalog was amazing. And man, their energy is just, I mean, especially Bruce Dickinson, but the whole band, their energy is just fucking insane. They're in their 60s. I'm half their age sitting there exhausted just watching them, and they're just fucking tearing it up. So second time I've got to see Maiden, so that was pretty exciting. They're one of those that I would probably always, if they toured every year, I'd probably try to go every year.
Yeah, one of the best live shows I've ever seen. Do you know how Bruce Dickinson warms up for the set?
He rollerblades and sings the whole set list in the parking lot.
Exactly. That just always impresses the fuck out of me, being he is almost, he's probably over 60 now, and just they kick so much ass.
Yeah, I saw a documentary about that. He'll rollerblade out in the parking lot, or he'll rollerblade around the arena, or whatever. So he gets blown up before he actually gets up on the fucking stage. And like you said, he's got so much energy. I know we saw him 3 or 4 years ago with Alice Cooper. I was like, man, this guy's fucking got it. And then he had throat cancer. So everybody thought they were done. And hell, he's probably singing better now than he was before he had the throat cancer.
Amazing. I mean, and bands like that, man, folks, get out there and see them every chance you get. Every time I miss one, when they come around, I'm always like, damn it, I've seen Maiden, but now I'm kicking myself already for missing them again. Because, Sabbath's done. Like, so many, like, these great bands, either people are dead, or they're just not physically able to do this shit anymore, or they're not going to be for much longer. So fucking get out there, because they're not making new Iron Maidens. It's not like a new Iron Maiden pops up on the charts every 2 weeks. So, like really, really cherish those moments.
Most definitely.
So,
and of course I had some delicious White Castle, and I didn't almost get murdered by a homeless man. So successful trip all around. Heck, Tom.
Oh, you fuck. So, WWE had their big Money in the Bank. As with pretty much anything in fucking wrestling right now, there's always some controversy. And, I mean, I got some pretty interesting opinions on it, I think, in terms of, like, I see both sides of the bitch. But I'm interested to hear your take. What do you guys think of the old Money in the Bank-a-rooney?
I actually sat and watched the majority of it this morning. I sent Andrew a text of what I thought of it, and he said I'm the new Meltzer. Like I told him in the text, I think Carmella, she's hot as fuck, but she ain't worth a shit. Why does Ellsworth have a job? He's fucking useless. The glow-in-the-dark bitch, I like her. Naomi, is that who the hell it is? I don't watch.
Yeah,
I ain't watched it so long. Fucking Lana, goddamn, she's terrible. Once I heard Barry Corbin won the Money in the Bank, I didn't even watch that fucking match. Nobody gave a shit about Breezango and the Ascension, and Jinder Mahal takes the RKO like a bitch. He took it on his knees like a bitch. That was my thoughts of the pay-per-view.
Well, I don't know that I could touch that glowing review. What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, for starters, I didn't get to watch it live, and I usually get to. And I watched it a little bit in pieces, so it kind of takes a little out of it there. Had a rough weekend, long week for sure. So I was just kind of going in, but a lot of things I thought would happen did. I thought if Charlotte didn't win, Carmella would be the shoe-in with a lot of help from Ellsworth. I didn't necessarily think he would just grab it and drop it. And I can't say that I dislike it. Like, people, how many times are we bitching about, like, no one wants to get any heat? And shit, that got some fucking heat. Like, and rightfully so. They just totally took the heel chicken shit way out. And they even sacrificed, the history-making moment and to do this. And who knows what they'll do to fix it or cover it on tomorrow night's SmackDown. But overall, I thought the finish was pretty decent. The match I don't think was great. I think maybe they might have had their hands tied a little bit with safety issues and everything, and I think it was just kind of like, okay, this is a history-making moment, so the work's kind of done. Not that anybody didn't work hard or anything. It just it didn't seem to have that spectacular feel that a lot of these matches do, or that you thought it would. I could be wrong there, though. Like I said, I was kind of out of it. Everything else seemed kind of standard. I thought Corbin was the favorite to win the Money in the Bank for the men. Protected Nakamura with the little shit at the beginning. And again, it had some really good stuff, but I think that was the 19th Money in the Bank match, and that's a lot, man. And it's like if you see 19 car crashes, they get a little redundant. And I really like those matches, and I think they're always kind of a guarantee of a good match, a good show, probably good ticket sales and things such as that. But with that type of star power, I thought it was also kind of missing a little bit. But once again, could totally be me just kind of being out of it. Jinder and Orton was pretty standard. I don't think Jinder has dropped the ball, but I don't necessarily think that he's scored the touchdown. I think time will tell. I think they gotta, if they stick with him, I think in maybe a year or two he could definitely be up on that level. But will they give him that chance? That opportunity to stay in a main event picture for that long. Other than that, it was pretty standard show. I wouldn't say it was great, but I definitely wouldn't say it was bad either.
I think it's just the case that they boxed them. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say my favorite part of the whole pay-per-view was Baron Von Raschke. So
the Baron was eating it up out there, but he was fucking chewing the scenery.
oh yeah, he was having a good time.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I love when they include the legends like that. Kind of a little bit random, but I definitely enjoyed it. Wish they mentioned Harley Race. Would have planned to be there, and I wish that would have been so awesome. I bet he would have got an amazing pop if he would have been able to be there. But definitely cool to see all those guys. Wish it'd been nice if Baron put the old claw on one of the Singh brothers, or if Bob Orton was out that cast. But
if he'd have put the claw on one of them son bitches, I'd have popped.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I think they kind of neutered the legends a little by, having them go out there and manhandle Bob while like Flair and all those guys are just sitting there with their dicks in their hands. I thought that was a minor bit of quality control,
like fucking Kurt Hennig's dad is like one of the legit badasses in the business. He could probably still whip half the fucking locker room, and they just made him sit there like, what the hell's going on,
Yeah, that was a minor thing. You're right. It's the sports entertainment spots now. Sometimes it's just better to get the visual out there than think about all the details that I guess guys like us think about. But I think they've just boxed themselves into a little bit of a corner with these super frequent pay-per-views. So it's like you got to give them a little more than a Raw or a SmackDown, but just only $10 worth. Instead of the $40 or $50 that you were paying previously. And of course, like there's a fucking fire truck or something flying down my road right now. That was an ambulance.
Yeah, that sounds like somebody called the firehouse.
Oh no! Call the firehouse. But it's like they got two of these pay-per-views a month. They're losing meaning rapidly with so much other content they have to produce. So it's like where the pay-per-views generally you're at least going to get some sort of finality on some things, even though some things might have to keep going. They're almost in a position now where they got to keep everything going on a lot of these until they get to the next quarterly big event, where they're going to start blowing some stuff off. And then, sometimes they blow it off on Raw. It's just hard to tell. As far as the women's decision, I think they were kind of damned if they do, damned if they didn't, because they put themselves in a position where they did build it up as this historic moment. Like, this is a historic moment for women's wrestling, and the company has been very much behind push the women's equality thing, and like, let's show that they can go out here and go. And so they set themselves up for like, okay, with this match, to the people who were behind that and actually bought into the shit about their women's equality that they've been preaching, now they're all severely let down by this finish. But as a booker, it's a heel finish. It's a standard fucking heel finish that you would do. What's better heat than having the fucking dude win it for the chick when you're pushing women's equality in terms of heat, but also it being like the first match and the way they build it up, it comes off as a little tone deaf. I've seen that phrase pop up on social media a lot. And while I don't necessarily agree that it was this horrible business decision that shit on women, I think it was just like, if it would have been the second or the third or the fourth women's Money in the Bank match, I don't think we would give a shit. But with it being the first one and the company putting themselves in that position and then telling all of those fans that bought into the shit that they were selling them to fuck off. And that's a problem too, just in the modern era. It's like, it's hard for the actual wrestler to get the heat now because everybody knows what's up. So the wrestler doesn't get the fucking heat. The writers get the heat. And, well, you can't, as we saw with Vince Russo, nobody's going to pay a fucking red cent to see a writer in a ring.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I think hopefully they spin it, and hopefully these women just really have they bitch about Carmella and say, look, we are fighting our asses off, especially Charlotte. Meaning she has no ass, if you didn't get that. We're fighting our asses off to be taken seriously and be held on an equal level, and you just ruined it by being so selfish with your little lackey, blah blah blah, and try to get some of that heat going for her.
You know, put the heat on them and not on the company.
Yeah, exactly, and just really spin it and get a lot out of it. Because I think Carmella as a babyface, when she debuted on the main roster, wasn't working, getting over like a fart in church. As a heel, I think she's done a lot better. The Ellsworth thing, I think this is better than what he was doing as, beating AJ Styles 3 times in a row and stuff like that. Like the little scrawny runt guy that the women could probably kick his ass. He's like a little shitty Jimmy Hart. I think this is better than what he was doing for sure. How long it'll last, I wouldn't say that long. He's not getting a 10-year run here, but it's I probably don't hate it as much as Tank does.
Hopefully he'll only have like another month left because he ain't worth a fuck.
No, he's got to carry that briefcase now. He's just extended his contract for several months.
Hopefully they'll do something tomorrow night, and they'll just say, "No, we're going to do it again," because that was fucked up. I mean, the finish was fine. I just don't like the Ellsworth guy because I think there's a lot more talented people who could do that goddamn same fucking spot. You know what I'm saying? But
the thing where you think like, oh, well, he's on borrowed time because he did the thing as a wrestler, and that was a fluke anyway. And it's like, oh, they put him in a manager spot, but I mean, he doesn't really have any discernible skills. I mean, it's not like he's a good promo. Like just him being a bumbling goof is what got him over. And I just don't see it. Like once they blow him off the first time, once somebody finally gets a hold of him and humiliates him, I don't see him coming back for another round, but in 2017, wrestling is so much different than what I know and, can set my watch by as far as the rules and just the way things ebb and flow. So I don't know. He might fucking be around for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that'll be my goddamn luck.
Talking about gender, though, I'm pretty sold on him in that spot, but I'm with you guys. I think they just need to keep running with it. I think the presentation is key because he's got the great entrance, and they need to up that shit more and make it more ridiculous.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they really need to just, and if they just stay the course with him, they'll have a guy that people will be dying to get that belt off of, and then when they do, that babyface is fucking made in the shade. But if they do it too early and they just, botch it because, oh, well, I don't know what reason they would give, that he wasn't drawing well enough in India or what have you, but, I think if they really want to restore some credibility to that title, not that it's a discredited belt, but I think they just need to run with him. My opinion.
Well, we got John Cena coming back July 4th. That's a kind of a big holiday in America. Not sure what it does in India, but it's kind of big here. Definitely see something happening there, and not against it at all. I think it'd be great. Cena does. He's the guy. He's the go-to guy. He does business, and he should be. I don't see him not putting the belt on Cena, though, at probably, I would guess, a SummerSlam, which means, I honestly, with the pay-per-view schedule, I don't even know if there's another SmackDown pay-per-view before SummerSlam. I think Jinder could get one good win over Cena before dropping it to him, if he does. This is just all questionable. Wouldn't be the worst thing for him to not drop it to Cena, but... that's
I don't think. I mean, at this point, I don't think Cena needs another title run. I just think he's, he's made without it, and they've got this huge opportunity because Jinder has the heat. And I went to a WWE live event a couple of weeks ago. Little girl wanted to go see Charlotte, so Daddy has some friends, so I made some calls and got a sweet hookup. Thanks dear AJ, old buddy, old pal, for a fucking awesome hookup with like front row seats. So she was having the time of her life, but that gender in person with that act with the two, man, that he got some legit fucking like old school heat in Chattanooga. I don't know what they're doing in the other towns, but in the southern towns, these people are buying this shit.
So they hated
I agree that Cena doesn't have to be the guy to beat him, but I mean, I think AJ is kind of, I don't know. I'd put this all my cards into him, but you know, who knows? There's Baron Corbin with the Money in the Bank. I would really like to see AJ Nakamura at Mania. I think that's a big money match, and I mean, you saw where they had that face off at Money in the Bank. The crowd was just really biting into it, like this is special. If I was them, honestly, I would have had some heels interrupt that. I wouldn't even had them touch.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to wait till Mania for that. Go ahead, Tank.
Did they do anything against each other? Like I said, I didn't watch the match. Did they ever touch?
Oh, yeah.
AJ and Nakamura?
Yeah, they had a big spot, which it was like kind of weird because the ladder was right there in the middle, and they both had the chance to climb up and try to get the belt. And instead, they moved the ladder out of the way so they could face off and fucking punch each other really stiff a bunch of times, which was awesome. But it was just kind of like, what?
No, I think it was. I mean, because Nakamura had it, and he was about to climb, and as soon as he gets his hands on it to climb, AJ's on the other side, and they see each other through the rungs, and they paused, and I think it was that. Okay, we can try to climb up this ladder. It ain't going to work. We're both standing here. We're both ready. We're both fresh. This shit ain't going to work. And then they move the ladder to the side and come back to it. And that's where I would have had it cut off because the crowd was really building up. But then, like you said, yeah, they went to exchange some blows. You know, and it was good. It was all good stuff, but I would have personally held off. Yeah. Hey, you're probably right. They won't make it to Mania, but it would be nice if they did because I think that could really be the match on the SmackDown brand for the, you know, really for the title. But you know, we'll see.
We will see, indeed. So. Coming up for them, they got the Great Balls of Fire coming up in like 3 weeks, I think. That's the match I believe everybody is really excited about right now for them. They do have a money match on their hands, in my opinion, with that Lesnar Samoa Joe. What do you think?
Oh, I think it would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting that match for a while. I think that's another one that's a Mania match. I think it goes back to what you were saying about the too many pay-per-views. It's hard to make. They can have these really big things, but they don't come across and feel as special because, you know, in 5 years, when we talk about that time that Joe and Lesnar faced off, and we're like, man, that match was so awesome. The build was good. He choked out Heyman. They did the big pull apart. The match was awesome. When did that happen? Was that WrestleMania that year? No, man. It was a Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, the pay-per-view with the dick and balls in the logo. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's not quite the. It's just not the same. Hogan and Warrior didn't face off at In Your House fully loaded. Like Savage and Steamboat didn't face off at Great Balls of Fire. Like it's just not. It's not the same.
Not quite. Not quite.
I mean, just think about it. We're here live tonight. 93,000 people to see Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan at Vengeance.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Not quite.
I mean, I imagine we're going to get Lesnar and Joe at SummerSlam. There's probably going to be. I don't see a finish in the first match.
I mean, if you believe the internet, that's not kind of the rumors, but it was supposed to be just a one-off according to the net, but it spiked a pretty good number when they had their segment, so, who knows? I definitely think it could keep going. I also think that Joe could have been the guy to kind of get the torch passed. I mean, I had no idea how long Lesnar wants to keep doing this. Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I'd do it forever. You're wrestling 3-4 times a year, and you're getting 6 figures plus. But
I mean,
you just
Lesnar. What about Joe, man? He ain't no spring chicken either. How much longer does he want to do this shit?
That's true. That's true.
So I mean, I think they got a money match with it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joe has been around a while, and with his style, he's got to be beat up to an extent.
Oh yeah, he don't take it easy. No doubt. Don't take it easy.
Fucking fire.
Which, hey, I'm all about some fucking Jerry Lee Lewis now. Don't get me wrong. Jack Daniels, old number 7, What Made Milwaukee Famous. Some great songs. But,
oh, yeah.
There's a whole lot of shaking going on, even. But Great Balls of Fire, I mean, not that it's even a terrible song, but, like, what the fuck? Is, like, the theme of the pay-per-view, like, retro 50s? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Like, are we coming out with, like, all, like, honky-tonk man cars?
That'd be awesome.
Honky Tonk Band better be booked on that shit.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I do have a question, though, about the Money in the Bank match. How did Nakamura do with the ladders? Because, they didn't do ladder matches in New Japan. There's been one, and it was last year with Kenny Omega and Michael Elgin. So that might have been his first ladder match. I mean, he adapted to it pretty good, or
He didn't do shit.
oh, okay.
He got took out at the beginning of the match, came back in and did the spot with AJ, and then I don't remember what the fuck happened after that, but it's not like I don't even Andrew, you can probably help me because I was up doing some other shit during this match, but I don't think he fucking did anything with the ladder.
I watched that match driving on the interstate doing about 80 because I say, fuck the police. What you think about that? But, yeah, I don't remember him doing anything with the ladder either, honestly.
Yeah, so he was probably like, fuck this shit. I don't do this stuff. How to get taken out at the beginning.
Corbin jumped him during his entrance.
Oh, okay.
And Corbin. Talk about that guy for a minute. I think he's a guy they're just fucking destined to push. Like, he's another guy that they've decided is going to be a star, and fuck anybody that don't like it. He does some good stuff now and again. He's just, to me, missing something. I couldn't even put my finger on what it is. But, he's missing an it factor. Like, he comes off as a guy playing a badass instead of a legit badass. And, people say he's for real tough. So I don't know. Like, what's your take?
He needs to just go ahead and
thank you.
shave his fucking head. He just needs to go ahead and shave his head. That big balding spot. He's not bad. I was just bullshitting about it. I didn't want to watch the match because he won. I just didn't have a chance to watch it yet. I just thought that was funny. He's all right. He's a big dude. He moves good. Whether he's a legit badass, I don't know. I know he played college ball, played in NFL, so you got to be somewhat tough to do that shit. And but like Dan said, they're going to push him down. They're going to push him down or shove him down people's throats like Roman Reigns. He's like the next Roman Reigns experiment, I guess you could say.
At least he's a fucking heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I like him. I mean, especially since the brand split. Seen him on Talking Smack, and I've seen him just some of the stuff he's done. I've really been behind him, pushing him, and I think he could be a top guy as a heel for a while to come. Not saying he may be the absolute best guy for one of those spots, but he may be pretty damn close. And I don't know about buying him as a badass, but I do buy him as a legit fucking prick. We know we have mutual friends that work for said WWE and may know Mr. Corbin personally. And I very rarely ask a quote unquote Mark question. I mean, I really never do. But I did one day send a text and say, hey man, is Corbin really a cocksucker? Because he does a real good job at like making me believe that he is. And our mutual friend was like, well, I could see why people think that. I personally like him, but yeah, he's an asshole. And I was like, good. I mean, because I really buy him as a little prick.
Yeah, you can tell
when
they did that little series on the network about NXT and the guys training and like just his little story, it was like, yeah, this guy's a fucking asshole. If you're gonna be an asshole in real life, it's easier to be an asshole as part of your gimmick too.
Yep, and I mean, like I said, he's a big dude. Like I feel like he needs to like either widen, like, and get bigger, or maybe get leaner and try to be more mobile. Like I feel like he's at this like like in the middle of that somewhere.
I just say shave his fucking head. Hey,
it's really crazy.
Isn't
it crazy to you that, years ago, and I hate to be back in the day, but, I'm just talking about shit I've observed, man. I'm doing this shit a long fucking time. Just talking about shit I've observed with my own fucking eyeballs. You remember when the quality control was so high up there, they wouldn't let two motherfuckers named Shane appear on the same show. And now you got guys doing the same fucking moves in 5 of 7 matches on the show. Like, I don't, like, and just with physical appearance, like, they would never let somebody with such an obvious, like, physical thing that's not perfect go out there unless it was part of the gimmick. So it's like Corbin, hey, man, brother, I feel you. I got the same problem. But with the receding hairline thing, if you're, supposed to be this big, young, good-looking stud, it's just rare that they would let that go without making him cover it up, or like Andy said, shave his head. I'm not shitting on the guy because I feel his plight. But I just remember a time when the quality control up there was so stringent that they went, over every little detail of the presentation. What the fuck happened to that?
It's over.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. I mean,
they don't have the competition.
Yeah. And like you said, it's like, 15 guys doing a super kick. You got the Usos, you got Steen or Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Everybody does a fucking super kick. And Ziggler, I guess, uses it as a finisher. Don't even get me started on that shit. I was in a big debate on the book chase about this last week. So,
I mean, hey, they're the millionaires. Who am I? As I always say, who am I to tell them how to run their company? But when you've lived through the different eras and been involved with trying to prepare talents to go work there, you try to know what they're looking for, what they want. And so, we used to get these notes all the time from up top from various people of, oh, they don't want guys doing this right now, or they want guys doing this, like it. And it's just like, it just seems like now they just don't fucking care.
No. Well, let's get off this shit for a minute because we got a pretty big show this weekend coming up in Cornelia, Georgia.
Damn right we do, brother. Damn right we do.
Hostile environment, war games, big showdown there with Team Monster against Gunner and Team Tag, Southern Heritage, or the Anarchy Heritage title.
It's actually the Landmark Arena Heritage title. So it's like to represent the heritage of all the various companies that have wrestled there in that building. So if you look on like the plates of the belt, the beautiful new title commissioned by the Anarchy office. They've really done a bang-up job.
Awesome.
Oh, and it's got these beautiful side plates like the Wild Side logo, the NCW logo, the While We Wrestle logo, the Anarchy logo, and like their years of operation in the building. Pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I saw a picture with Kyle with the belt. I was like, oh, man. I know you had explained it to me before, but when I actually saw it, I was like, man, that's fucking awesome. And then we got my top 8 death match with one Brad Cash, where I'm going to beat his fucking face in. I did a little unique promo. I'm sure Andy didn't get to see it. It's just a 45-second promo of my hand and me talking. I thought, I'll try something different. And I sent it to Dan. Dan was like, oh, this is pretty badass. I was like, appreciate it.
And that's available now on Powerbomb TV, folks. That episode is up. We got that turnaround time going quick. So you can see Tank's hand promo. Go subscribe right now, $10 a month.
Yeah, it's just a 45-second video of my hand, me talking about the people I've knocked out and blah, blah, blah. And then it's pretty different. Dan sent me a text saying, I need a video. I was like, okay. I was sitting in the truck, and I was like, hey, my hand. I'm just going to take a video of my fucking hand. So, yeah, it'll be a good bloody match. So, hopefully a lot of people don't get disgusted by blood loss, because there will be blood loss in this match.
It's going to be a bloody night all around for lots of folks, not to mention that. And you talked about the War Games, of course. And actually, while we're on the subject of the War Games, before we move on, we got to send some get well wishes out to a brother, the No Pain Train, Iceberg. If you've followed him on social media, you know he's really been dealing with some health issues over the last few days. He's still currently hospitalized, to my knowledge. And has had to have a couple surgeries, so things not looking too good for the Iceberg this Saturday, and in general. So please, thoughts, prayers, whatever it is you do, keep the No Pain Train in him. We hope to see him at the arena Saturday, but I mean, honestly, I'm a realist, and with him still being in the hospital today, I just don't know.
What the hell's happened here? I don't know about this.
I don't
are you
know all the details. I just know he had some kind of bacterial that went throughout his body, and they had to take parts of it out. And he had surgery Thursday or Friday, and he had another one today. So, yeah, I hope he's there Saturday, but it ain't looking good for the old Iceberg.
Who was Iceberg?
Yeah, well, he was in the War Games. He was Gladiator Jeremiah's fourth and final partner. Berg and Bailey had a little disagreement, so Berg, I think, just to show Bailey up, you can't tell Iceberg anything. He's gonna make up his mind and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And so I think just to fuck with Bailey, he was like, you know what, I'm friends with Slim too. I'll just join his War Games team, so fuck you. And he did, and then unfortunately this health issues come up. So talked to Gladiator Jeremiah, and he's got a backup in place. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and we will find out on Saturday the official word. I will definitely make an official announcement about that. So, Berg, love you, brother. Just fucking get well. I'd love to see you at the building Saturday, but I'd rather just see you, period. So go get better.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my that's what I'm thinking, and for sure, Berg's a tough guy, man. He's one of the toughest. So So Hang Toughberg, we love you, man. Talking about bloody matches on that show, though, you mentioned the War Games, you mentioned the Taipei Death Match, and then also we've got the Tape Fist Tag Team Title Street Fight, the war between the Approved and the Lynch Mob. These guys just gotten to where they just hate each other's guts. Last time they tangled, they fought all around the building. They're going to settle it now. They claim the Lynch Mob has been avoiding them, but Lynch Mob's been defending their titles against the top teams, and Approved had that undefeated streak. The Lynch Mob foiled them. It just upped their ire. They jumped the Lynch Mob, put plastic bags over their heads. The Lynch Mob attacked them in the big brawl around the building I just mentioned. So here we are, the Street Fight, Tape Fist, tag team titles on the line. Venture to say we'll probably see a little of the old Crimson Fluid in that match as well.
We're going to see the red. We will see the red on Saturday night.
That's right. It ain't Starcade 85 levels, but it's going to be close.
Goddamn Tank loves him from Starcade 85.
You goddamn right. You can get.
It's one of the greatest events ever.
I mean, when you can get color off a goddamn arm wrestling match, you know you're doing something right.
I bet if
Hell yeah.
I bet if James Ellsworth come out there and got some color, Tank would be all on his nut.
I actually watched the match. He did a tournament of death. He did a little death match. He got cut up a little bit. It was entertaining. Just watching him get thrown around through light tubes and shit.
Oh, fuck. But hostile environment, you know, like going on in that card, you mentioned Kyle Matthews is going to be defending the Heritage title against Anthony Henry in what's going to be just a fucking technical clinic. We've got the Anarchy Heavyweight Championship, the Triple Crown title on the line. Jacob Ashworth defending against his best buddy, Strychnine, and that friendship is certainly under some strain as we saw their big confrontation after the Jacob Ashworth versus Torque match on June the 10th, which you can see also on Powerbomb TV. Some heated words between Ashworth and Strychnine, and, you know, your friends, you can get madder at them than you do people you don't fucking like sometimes, so I can understand. I think we're going to see two big old boys throwing down in this heavyweight title match.
Well, this sounds like a hell of a card. I think I might just have to show up for this one.
Yeah, you're not showing up any fucking way. Don't lie.
You're going to shit your pants when I come out as Iceberg's replacement in the War Game. It's a team of monsters, ain't it?
What, are you entering your dick in the War Games?
One-man gangbang.
That'd be awesome. And special partner, Alexander's dick. It just fucking comes bebopping down the fucking ramp. It's about 4 fucking foot tall.
Well, somebody will fucking be tapping out, I promise you that.
Andrew Smutzer, he comes out with a fucking bandana on around the fucking some bitch got a goddamn kneecap.
I'll say, hey Billy Buck, I'm here to fuck.
Yeah.
And then the dick gets some juice.
Wouldn't be the first
time. So, in all seriousness, the hostile environment is definitely an event you don't want to miss. Get caught up on Anarchy. Powerbomb TV, powerbomb.tv is the website. You can get a week free trial for free, and then just $10 a month. Great wrestling from all around the globe. Got a ton of awesome independent Lucha Libre stuff on there. Some great Northeast and Midwest independent promotions, and of course a lot of great Southern promotions. All of the Scenic City events are on there. All of the Anarchy events from Hardcore Hell to the present, and we're churning them out quickly. We're told production upgrades are in house. They're happening. Last show we did a 5-camera shoot for the first time ever. We have a live mix going on. We have tons of upgrades to like the audio and other things. I'm really proud of what we're doing down there. Check it out and see for yourself if you don't believe me. Go to Powerbomb TV. But the only way to really experience this is how, gentlemen, is to be there live in that sweltering hot landmark arena with all of those 300 other plus fans crammed in there, just screaming their heads off. It's an electric excitement and energy that is unique and unlike anything you've ever experienced when that arena gets full for a summertime big show.
Oh, yeah.
And the sirens will be blaring
good
that
time.
night because somebody's going to the fucking hospital.
A lot of
No problem.
opportunities for that. A lot of opportunities for that. I think we've run down most of the major matches. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to address. The Women's Championship will be on the line. Jessica Lee from Deep Southern Championship Wrestling, Georgia Premier Wrestling mainstay, but has had an appearance or two in the Anarchy, will be coming back as Crystal Rose's newest charge to take on Rock and Roll Roxy. Young babyface extraordinaire Jeremy Foster will be taking on the Ginger Avenger, who's coming to bust some turd in the mouth, Chase Jordan, who's like the fucking bully villain on every kid's 80s movie. This is like this ugly little twerp who fucking talks all this shit and doesn't look like he could fucking whip cream, but he gets some heat. That howdy doody chant will be in full effect in a hostile environment.
Just don't let him do any dives, and we'll be all right.
I really think that Jeremy Foster ought to play that on the fucking video screen before the match to psych him out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If you don't know what we're talking
Vega
about, folks.
Is Ron
Yeah?
Vega?
Yes, Vega is booked. He will be taking on AJ Gray, who's really pissed at Vega. Vega showed up and he urinated on ring announcer Michael Gentry after his debut loss to Gray. They met in a rematch in the Heritage Title Tournament, and he stabbed him in the eye with an ink pen to steal the victory. And then they finally tangled in a tag match, and Vega ran for his life every time Gray got in the ring. Chasing him to the outside, he went to go for the ink pen again. Gray took it away from him, and Vega ran to the back for the countout. And so he's not going to be able to run anymore because that hostile environment, he's got AJ Gray one-on-one. And AJ Gray's looking to put an ass whipping on old Vega.
That'd be good for Vega. He needs a good old ass whooping.
Yeah, he's rather unhinged. I think Gray's going to teach him a lesson in respect. My personal prediction.
Then you made the big announcement, July 22nd. I know I'm fast forwarding a little bit. It'll be my last show in Cornelia against Matt Tremont, probably the best deathmatch wrestler on the planet today. Making the trip to Cornelia, it was on his bucket list to wrestle Tank in the Wildside Arena, Landmark Arena, and Dan made it happen. And on July 22nd, it's going to happen.
I'm excited for that.
Two fucking bulls out there, and it'll be good shit. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can't think of a better way to say farewell. It's going to be an emotional night. I mean, your actual retirement is going to be emotional. I know, like, I'm killing my fucking gimmick here by letting everybody know what a big pussy I am. But, you know, like, I just get, like, fucking emotional now talking about it. It's going to be fucking, yeah, it's gonna be a crazy night on July 22nd. Definitely going to be some memories reflected upon and a fond farewell to the career of the Strong Style Psycho in one of the buildings he helped make famous, and helped make him famous. It was certainly a give and take relationship, and just how fitting to end against Matt Tremont, have him coming down here. Don't have the names yet, but it looks like he's bringing some of the CZW Dojo crew down, so you get to see some more talent from that area in action on the 22nd. Got the Hooligans in tag team action on that show. Everything's going to kind of have a bit of a hardcore feel in honor of Tank that night. So Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Tanks for the Memories, we're calling it, July 22nd. Don't want to miss that. And then on September 9th will be the Wild Side reunion, plus events every second and fourth Saturday. Those are just the extravaganzas. They'll be wrestling second and fourth Saturday. Powerbomb TV tapings going on. And then every Friday night, just $5, you can see the future stars of Anarchy at NCW, National Championship Wrestling. And got a lot of great talent up and coming there, feeding into the major, the main Anarchy show on Powerbomb TV. So just, trying to create this two-tier developmental system where it's some on-the-job training for these guys. We're not holding classes necessarily. We're not sitting here, but it's on-the-job training. You go out there, you work, you get your feedback from guys that know what they're talking about, and you get to learn that television style. And, we're always consulting with people and trying to improve this operation. I cannot believe that we've built it back up from fucking ashes, which is where we were as While We Wrestle was about to shut down. And real happy that we're getting the opportunity to do all this shit.
Oh, yeah. Good shit. Y'all doing great things down there. If it wasn't for y'all's involvement, I sure the hell wouldn't have come back. You know what I'm saying? Because I always vowed I'd never come back. After being through 3 different owners, I was like, fuck this. So y'all got a good thing going. You and Rick and everybody working behind the scenes. It's definitely, in my opinion, the best show in Georgia right now. There's some other promotions that'll argue that fact, but just because I fucking said it, it goddamn means nothing. It means something. So fuck them.
Right, you heard Tank. Fuck y'all. In all seriousness, I will say, it's not without its flaws, but the current landscape of independent wrestling in the Southeast right now, so much better off than it was 2 decades ago in terms of, there's a lot of promotions, and not all of them are doing everything right, but most of them are doing enough right that there's a good network of places to work, and guys aren't at least overtly trying to fuck each other's business. There's all kind of an understood respect amongst the major promotions. Like I said, not perfect, far from it, but we've certainly put the business in a lot better shape than it was when we got it. And I think that's, anybody that loves this shit's true goal is just to leave it better than you found it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're welcome.
Hell, man, I mean, you were a part of what you call the uprising with your booking at Empire, who put Empire on the fucking map. You had some talented guys down there, but you were the brains behind it. So I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of great talent came out of there. It's not active anymore, but the Lynches and Gunnar Miller alone have just blown up. But then you talk about other guys that were being used regularly: Kyle, Anthony Henry. A lot of that roster has gone on to do some things, so you should be proud.
I'm just waiting for somebody to get signed so I can get my 10%. I'm trying to get me some of that Bill Barron's money.
Oh, fuck. Well, on that note, we're about 5 minutes over, so we're going to wrap it up. But follow Anarchy Wrestling, of course, on Twitter at Anarchy Landmark, on Facebook.com/Anarchy Wrestling, and subscribe on Powerbomb.tv. Follow me on Twitter at Dragons Rejects. Follow Tank on Twitter at Tank_EST1996. You can't find Andrew Alexander anywhere except for the Pro Wrestling Super Shop and more each and every weekend at the East Ridge Flea Market. So check him out in East Ridge, Tennessee at the that's the I-75 Flea Market, is it not?
That's right. New and improved.
So check them out. And any final thoughts or plugs before I let them go?
Yeah, you may want to come check out Hostile Environment because making a special appearance just might be my thing.
And his finishing move will be called the
Now you're choking me. I got nothing, folks. Keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the gold, two horns in the air, and if anybody don't like it, fuck them. Good night.